So excited for the show tonight. We've got a crazy, wild Legends Look Back topic for everybody in the can. In the can? Is that something that the youths say these days? Regardless, speaking of youths, the other day I was on a road trip. I had to go, it was like a 3.5 hour drive one way. Took my 3-year-old with me to try to relieve my wife. I had childcare arranged for the couple days that we would be gone. Some daddy-daughter bonding, and got in the car, started the road trip, and I was like, well, we're certainly not listening to the Encanto soundtrack for the 12,000th time. We did listen to it, so I'll be honest. But I put on a Star Wars audiobook that one of the Queen's books. What do you call those bad boys? What are we calling that trilogy? The Padme books?
Queen's trilogy? I don't know. Yeah,
the Queen's trilogy?
Queen something. Queen's. I know, like, they're all Queen something in their titles, so.
Yeah.
Go for
yeah,
it.
we'll just call it that. It was one of those books getting caught up. The new one's coming out soon. I was trying to remember what's going on. The difference between the Tays, you know what I'm talking about? The handmaidens, the Irte and the Yane. I can't keep them straight for nothing. I'm always like, Eric, what are these people? What do they do? Which one's the healer?
Eric,
Who does
yeah.
demolitions? And I got like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes in. My daughter asked me a question. So I paused it, turned around, and was like, what's up, honey? What do you want to talk about? And we chatted for a second. And then it was silent. And she said, Daddy, you going to turn your story back on? And I was like, oh, do you want me to? And she said, yeah. She was enjoying my Star Wars book. And I was like, whew, proud dad moment up in here. I was like, I'm about to give her a certificate, about to show her around the Star Wars room. We can build her own shelf. I was so unbelievably excited. She legitimately, we listened together. She was invested. She was listening. She would comment. There's a word she knew. She'd be like, you like that thing? Or all the way through it, she was engaged to 7 hours there and back. 7 hours of Star Wars book. She was totally engaged. Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
I was thinking like 20 minutes. 7 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh-huh. And
how old is she?
3. She was really enjoying. So here's my question for you guys. Do you have any, as parents, Rick, Emily, do you guys have any proud Star Wars parenting moments?
So they're always special when they come up, but you never forget the first lightsaber battle with your kids. That's always special.
Yeah, definitely.
Now that I have 2 of them, they double team you, and you have to fight off 2, and that's fun.
You got to use a double bladed in that scenario. Speaking from experience.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, and you have to get the high ground quickly. It doesn't work otherwise. Let's see.
Don't try it.
So yeah.
It's a trap.
Recently, this is kind of related, but I think it was last week. My son came up to me and said, Daddy, I love you more than Pokemon and Bakugan. And I said, wow, buddy, thank you.
A lot.
I love you more than Star Wars. And he had the most genuine, heartfelt, wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was special.
That's heart melting.
Yes. Oh, my 3-year-old calls it Pokemon because, Pikachu.
Right.
It's confusing. Let's be honest.
It is.
How about you, Emily?
I was honestly just really proud when my daughter recognized Baby Yoda and Boba Fett. I have some pajama pants that have Boba Fett on them. And one day, unprompted, she was like, Mom, look, it's Boba Fett. I was like, heck yeah, it is, Emma
That's
Grace.
Right. There you
heck
go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rock on.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
My 3-year-old. Go ahead.
I just say my son will still correct people like adults, doesn't matter who, when they say Baby Yoda, he'll be like, you mean Grogu? And just like, all right, back that down a little bit. Just, calm it down. But yeah, he's a stickler like me, so.
They're shaping out to be great Star Wars fans, arguing with people, correcting them. It's beautiful. Yeah, my kids, related to both of your points, they can't quite keep those straight. The droids and the Yodas. So they think all Yodas, even the old crusty ones, are Baby Yodas. And I'm like, no, that's just Yoda. Just Yoda. And they're like,
definitely not the baby
Yoda.
version. Definitely not. Got
They
a couple
can't keep it
centuries
straight.
on that.
Can't keep it straight. Yeah, 900 years. But what they can't do is, I just want to apologize on behalf of you, Teeny, everybody, for that impression. But the other one is BB-8 and R2-D2. They can't keep them straight. Every time. It's so straight. So I'm like halfway there. We're working on it, guys. You know what else we're working on? This episode of Legends Look Back. So without further ado, let's get it started. I'm excited. and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the UTE Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast that we're trying to format into a holocron. We're still catching up with the technology, to be honest with you. We'll get there sooner or later. Just got it off the floppy disks, though, where, hey, we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined tonight once again by the legendary Rick Grace.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm here.
Ooh, fresh shelves tonight, Rick.
Yes, I am in a new house, and so my Star Wars room is gone. Instead, I have a Star Wars corner in the little middle of my living room, and my family is hiding in one of our bedrooms so that they don't disturb the show.
I'm getting sweaty just looking at that thing, man. You got Dark Empire on display. Dark Forces hardcover. Ooh, is gorgeous.
My Plagueis just hanging out there too.
Oh, it's like a library
like
copy.
A special sleeve.
Yeah, one of those Mylar covers.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Nice.
Loving that
nice.
AC Crispin trilogy, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
You know
didn't
who
put
else
that
has
one
an
out
AC
tonight.
Crispin? The AC Crispin trilogy is You Can Hear Her. She's right there. And she's still by herself with the little one in the oven. Not quite here yet. Coming very soon. Emily Daybeck.
You totally screwed up my transition with that 20-second intro there, Jared.
You made it worse. Here she is. Hi, Emily.
Hey, everybody. I'm back from the desert, from our camping trip where surprisingly I slept better in 30-degree temperatures in a tent with 30-mile-an-hour winds than I did in the motel. So it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you for
That's what I'm going to say
holding it
every
down
time I
without
walk
me.
into the office. Every time I walk into the office on Monday morning, I'm going to say, hey, everybody, I'm back from the desert.
back from the desert. Yeah. Well, it's everywhere. So technically I'm not really back. I'm still here, but I'm just in a house instead of a tent. But yeah, it's a beautiful place.
It looked amazing. The stars, especially.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know who's not back from the desert? Freddie C. Freddie is not with us tonight. F's in the chat for Freddie. He got swallowed by a sarlacc, so we're going to see if he's going to be digested for 10,000 years or if he's going to claw his way up like his favorite character, Boba Fett, taking his place tonight. And let's be honest. Okay, not the first person I asked to be on the show. I asked Caleb Laminack from the Cosmic Force because he's the best dressed member of all UTE live podcasts, always rocking a tie or a coat. We're going to be doing a fashion show here on Legends Look Back. I'm very excited. I'm wearing an extra layer because of it, which was foolish in this very hot bonus room. All that being said, I do want to give a special welcome to our guest tonight. He's not the best dressed member of the Cosmic Force, but he is a member of the Cosmic Force. Welcome to Jacob Bosch.
Thank you. I do have clothes on, so I'm meeting the bare minimum, I think, for this episode. I did have to run back when Rick showed off his Darth Plagueis and get mine.
There you go.
Nice.
Very nice.
Mine doesn't have the shiny cover on it, but we're here. We're live, and I'm very excited to talk about some legends on. I think this is the third episode of Legends Look Back I've been on, and the only one I've ever felt prepared for. So I'm happy to be here.
And hey, you got a new shirt going on.
I do have a
Tell
new
us
shirt.
about your new shirt.
Oh, I got this for Valentine's Day from Emily. So not this Emily, but my Emily.
Not me. One of the
Give
others.
it a little twirl. What's on the front there?
Oh boy. I haven't really looked that closely. It's just like a little collage of a bunch of
It looks like Boba
characters.
Fett's about to speak.
Yeah. He's got something to say. But yeah.
Pen center. I like it a lot.
Excellent. Wonderful. I need a new Star Wars shirt. It's been a few months since I got one. But tomorrow's my day off. I might go on an adventure. Who knows? Yeah. Well, I am very excited about some of the other things that I have to show off, however, on this segment that we affectionately like to call Thraken's Thrift Store. While you guys look for your books and collectibles and that sort of thing, I do want to say on the most recent episode of the Star Wars Archives, Trevor had to explain who Thraken Sal Solo was to Joxy. And oh my gosh, if it wasn't the most delightful thing I've ever heard. He's like, don't you know what the name Thraken is? Haven't you heard this before? I'll give you a hint. It's a segment on another UTE podcast. And Joxy's like, no, I got nothing. And Trevor's like, no, you don't. You totally do. You can get this. He's like his evil twin, but he's a cousin. And he's like, nope, never heard of it. It was so unbelievably amazing. All right, guys, what do you have to show off? Who's up first? Don't all speak at once.
Oh, I can go.
All right.
All right.
You know
sorry.
Emily's not gonna pipe up first.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I was like, I have these wonderful buns on display.
Right. All right. Let's see. I'm weird. My new setup here. I went to a Half Price Books Monday, which is a mistake because you just don't go there and not expect to spend money. Unlike Jacob, who had a sad story saying he couldn't find Star Wars books, but I found a bunch that I didn't have. Right now, I'm trying to collect New Jedi Order in hardback, so I picked up
Ooh, those are beautiful.
a couple I didn't have. Really, really great copies of them. And then Children of the Jedi didn't have in hardback. Got that one. And then a couple of young readers. Emily, what are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, Jared just dropped something funny in the chat.
I said, wonderful buns on display, a Star Wars story.
Nice. Oh,
Sorry, I
gosh.
couldn't control it. That was pretty funny.
For our audio-only listeners.
A guide
Oh,
to
I've got that one.
Star Wars. I'm pretty sure I do too, but I wasn't positive, so it's one of those.
Just in case, I bought an extra.
And it says second edition, so maybe I have the first edition because I'm pretty sure mine's green, and so I had to just
Okay.
make
Hold on.
sure.
What's the name of the book for our audio listeners?
Oh yes, it is a guide to the Star Wars universe, from aired speeders to Zorba the Hutt and beyond. Everything you need to
Ooh.
know about the expanding universe of Star Wars.
By whom? Who's the author? I just
uh,
want to see if you can say it.
Bill Slavishek.
Good job.
Wow.
You said that as
That was
somebody who's tried to
confident.
pronounce Old
I-
Testament words.
Well,
in public
I
before.
also like hockey, and so a lot of those European
Oh,
names,
yeah.
they come up.
That'll do
it.
Let's see. I got a few other awesome reference books, but I'll show off some comic-related stuff. This is like an art book that is the
Oh,
Marvel
gorgeous.
covers, and so the what is it? The new Star Wars run. Well, it's old now, but the new reboot Star Wars. And there's some art from it. Just a bunch of really cool. Some concept art.
Hold on. Is
some
this
cells.
canon artwork?
It is
Get
canon.
that off our show.
It is canon.
artwork.
It's beautiful. It is
But it
beautiful.
is beautiful, yes. And then I did pick up another canon paperback. I didn't have this. I had like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I didn't have number 2.
I also
Showdown
have a
on the
weird assortment
Smuggler
of those.
Moon.
Yeah.
And then this one is Legends. That is spat everywhere. That was gross. Vader's Quest. Dun, dun,
Oh, I
dun.
love that one.
So
It is really, really
excited
bizarre.
about it. Yeah, it looked really crazy just flipping through it. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. So I got a good haul, and yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah,
That's a lot for one trip.
That was
It's
a
fine.
lot.
there's some more, but I won't show you everything. So
Save it for next week. That's
yes,
right.
all right, what you guys got?
All right. I've got a few that. Go ahead, Jacob.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can go. I got a few small ones. This one I've actually had for a while, but I haven't showed it off because I haven't had a reason to until now. And I got the first volume of the Young Jedi Knights hardcover
Ooh.
set.
Nice.
So did I. Yeah, I've
I-
got that one.
This is unfortunately the easiest one to get by far, from what I can tell, and the cheapest one
It
to get
is.
by far.
That's right.
But 1 out of 3 down. So we're getting there. And the next one. So everyone was talking about their kids earlier. I do not have any children. I have a dog that's pretty cute, but no children yet. But I am engaged.
We'll count it. We'll allow it.
Thank you. I'm not gonna be married for a little while, and we were talking about like rings and stuff. And recently, Inso, they do a bunch of Star Wars stuff. They do like silicone rings. Put out a Han and Leia set. So I got
Oh my
one.
goodness.
that-
No way. Are you
Yeah.
showing off the ring on our podcast? I'm
Whoa.
so
That's
excited.
the sweetest.
So you probably can't read that, but it says hers says I love you in Arabic, and mine says I know,
Oh,
based
Oh
off of
my
gosh.
Gorgeous.
So yeah, that's a
That's
fun
adorable.
little pickup.
Oh, cool.
That's sweet.
That is one of the spiciest things we've ever had in Brecken's thrift store. Oh, cool. Ah, for Valentine's Day, you showed off your
It
ring?
is.
I got a little tear over here, man. Whew. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, mine feel really silly now. I got some Legends books. My wife got me 2 Legends hardcovers for Valentine's Day. We agreed not to get each other anything, and then I was like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna get you flowers." And she's like, "Okay, well, I need to get you something." I was like, "I would like some Legends hardcovers." So she did. She got me Death Star
Surprise.
and Darksaber
Mm.
Oh.
to go pairs well nicely with Rick's Children of the Jedi from the Callista trilogy.
Mhm.
But wait, there's more. This I saw in Kevin Scott's Instagram, and I
Ooh.
ordered it. It is Jedi Artifacts, Treasures
man.
from a Galaxy Far, Far Away. And it's full of trash. It's full of junk.
What?
So it's full of like these little
Is that the one?
collectible. Go ahead.
Is that the one with the like fold up vector, or is that the other?
Yes. So it also has Ahsoka's dangly, friggin'
Oh my!
What is happening?
Ahsoka's dangly lightsabers are
Nice.
also here.
Are the
And,
keychains?
Wow.
Yeah. Uh
Do they pop
huh.
out?
It's got
Or-
like Jedi lore, but it's supposed to look in universe. So this is like an Arabesh
Yes.
fragment, like a
I-
fragment of scripture.
I need that. I need that.
Interesting.
Give me a link.
But the reason I bought it was for I can't even get this stuff. The genie ain't going back in the bottle, y'all.
That looks complicated.
The cool thing is it has a vector, so this is gonna go on my High Republic shelf. I am excited
Oh,
about my
Whoa.
vector.
Yes.
It's delicate, not the highest quality, but it's a prop, so it's gonna sit on the shelf. Except for my kids love it, so they've been playing with it a little bit hard. So I might have to buy a couple more copies. Okay, and then one more thing that deserves its spot on Thracken's thrift store. We're long-winded on this segment tonight. We're moving on, but when I moved, I had one book on pre-order that I had forgotten about. It wasn't through the standard sites, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, thrift books. It was from Things from Another World. It was one of these big $80 hardcover omnibuy, right? I had ordered the Charles Soule Darth Vader omnibus. Forgot to cancel, change the pre-order address. Then knew that the guy buying my house was a Star Wars fan, right? Because y'all remember that whole thing where, he bought the house because he loved my Star Wars room. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I invented a conspiracy theory. I'll admit to it, and I'm repenting. I thought, okay, he saw the box, Things from Another World, hefty, book-sized, and he was like, oh, I bet you there's Star Wars in here. It arrived at his doorstep, and he got himself a nice Star Wars book. Now, I thought, hey, if he's going to enjoy it, more power to him, he can have it. But what was bugging me was, if this book was out there, nobody was going to have it. That would be sad because it was expensive.
Hmm.
2 months later, it showed up at my house. It had been delivered. It had first been delivered from Minnesota to Massachusetts, then redirected from Massachusetts to my in-laws' house 3.5 hours from here. And then they brought it in their minivan. I'm going to take it out of the cellophane live on the air.
On camera.
And we're going to smell it. Here we go. Got the knife. Yeah, like
I'm
as a
gonna
collective,
pretend.
as a collective entity.
Everybody lean in.
Is that
We're
a
gonna find
canon
out.
book?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on
I'm
now,
gonna be
Jared.
sniffing more.
We're going to find out if it's a New York Times best smeller. Okay.
Here it
Oh.
comes.
Here we go.
Have you done your
it
nostril
comes.
stretches yet? You gotta just.
Here it comes. Anyway, I'm very proud of the fact that this finally showed up. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I invented a conspiracy theory before it showed up.
We all do strange things when they don't arrive, the things that we were expecting.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, yeah, it smells wonderful. Don't you
Oh,
worry.
man.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
from Half Price Books.
It's not.
But it's not a Legends book. Here we go.
Or
Jocasta
a thrift
knew
store.
in her hut
Mm.
making tea.
Mm.
Look
There
at
it
that.
is. Now, moving
Saw
on.
here first.
In Legends Lookout, some Legendsy things you need to be aware of coming up on the horizon. First and foremost, speaking of hardcover omnibuy that are wonderful to smell and even better to read, we've got another one that just dropped. In fact, mine just shipped. The Rise of the Sith hardcover is coming out. It actually came out, depending if you go to your local store or not. You might just find it already on the shelves. The Rise of the Sith hardcover was released on February 8th. There it is with the Obi-Wan and Anakin art. Now, there's 2 different covers. I don't remember which one I ordered, so I'll be surprised when it gets here. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys order this one?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm probably gonna go with the. I have a lot of these stories already, like on Kindle, and so
Yeah.
this is one of those where I'm frustrated that they restructured a whole bunch, and so I might buy it on Kindle when it's on sale, but probably won't buy the hardcover.
Freddie and I always buy opposite artworks. That way, between the two of us, we have a complete collection.
Nice.
That's
Because
precious.
he is
You
my
like
Star Wars
collaborate
wife.
with each other? Oh
Yeah,
my
we do.
goodness.
Absolutely.
I'm not at all surprised, but that warms my heart.
Yeah, if either of us dies, the other is inheriting the other's Star Wars books.
Well, just
That's-
remember, Jared, you get all my Star Trek books whenever I kick the bucket. So
No, I forgot. All right, what else we have? Let's see. Jacob, do you play The Old Republic, the video game?
I I downloaded it on my computer back when it came out, was that 2012 or 2011, and found out my computer could not run it, and that was the last time I touched that game.
Well, don't worry. It's still going strong. Over 10 years later, Star Wars The Old Republic, they just launched a new expansion. Forgot what it's called, but we got a new trailer called Disorder that dropped this week. I watched it today.
Ooh.
that's not it.
And it's so long. It's so long that I had to watch it in 3 stints.
Oh man.
What?
It is over 6 minutes. The trailer is over 6 minutes long. And
Wow. That's
it
a
is
long
some of the
trailer.
finest. I'll say it. It's some of the finest Star Wars ever made in any format. This trailer.
Wow. All right.
I would say like the Old Republic video game trailers. If you
It's-
just jammed them all into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen
Like
these,
how-
Jacob?
Wow.
Yeah, how does this?
That's
Because like
high
I
praise.
remember, because I remember the hype coming around the game when it came out, and the video of them storming the Jedi Temple is still like an incredible moment. Like, how does this one compare to that? Because that's the bar for me.
Just as good. That one's
Wow.
iconic. That one's iconic in a way that I can't begin to describe.
Right.
This one isn't as iconic. It won't be remembered. It's going to be a sleeper hit because people have forgotten about the Old Republic. But the cinematics, the level, I don't have the right words for just how beautiful how smooth it was. The characters they could establish in 6 minutes. It's better than some canon books that I've read, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's better than
come
some
on
Legends
now.
books that I've read too. That's for sure. That's for sure. Anyway, I want everybody to go check that out. There's a whole Trevor trove, if you want to call it.
A Trevor
of-
Trove. I
of
love
Star
that.
Wars Old Republic trailers. I think we had a Legends Look Back episode called the Trevor Trove.
Nice.
All right, Rick, what else do we have?
Let's see. Star Wars Jedi Knight Mysteries of the Sith was released 24 years ago today, which is
One more year and
starring-
it can rent a car.
That's right. Well, at least cheaper with cheaper rates. Starring none other than Mara Jade and Kyle Katarn.
Can you believe there's a video game with Mara Jade fighting a Rancor as the cover?
That's crazy. I did not know
That's
about this one.
the most Legends thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
I love that so
absolutely
much.
is. Yeah.
And again, I just really feel like I ought to step in and say it's Rancor. Let's come on now.
Yeah, Jacob, this comes
Holding
from
down the fort over
the
here.
Kenobi audiobook and the Kenobi. No,
Oh boy.
what was it? The Bane audiobook. Jonathan
Oh, yeah.
Davis says Rancor instead of Rancor. Yeah, it's a thing. But great audiobooks, we'll say that much. And finally, doing a plug, we've got a new episode of my Patreon video series, Yavin Base Builds. Episode 2 is launching tomorrow for our $10 and up patrons. So very excited to share that with the world. You can't see it from here. I'm still working on the setup. It's a whole thing. I now have books on the shelves in my Star Wars room. The sad thing is I discovered my complete canon hardcovers collection was missing a book. So, spoiler
That's
alert.
so good.
If you want to find out which one it is, you can find out tomorrow for our $10 and up patrons. So, Rick, we've got a new ad to show off tonight. I said that week.
Yes.
That week is this week, right now.
Right now.
A new ad featuring a now iconic Legends Look Back moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's let the good people have it.
It's the best back cover since Star Wars Episode 1 hardcover novelization. The one with young Anakin, because on the back, just to remind y'all, is a full headshot of Watto.
It's so big. It's
I think
so
I brought
large.
this up on one of the earliest episodes of the Living
my
Force
God, yeah.
ever, and I thought I'd bring it back.
Oh my god, yeah.
Series and all of Legends. What do you guys think? Could it be the X-Wing series? Might just be the
It
most
was pretty
romance
steamy.
Oh, yes.
intensive series ever. And we're not just talking about the scene where Corran Horn describes his love affair with an otter. I mean, a Salonian that he hooked up with her and then he broke out in chives.
Yeah, not chives.
In
Not
chives.
chives.
What's it called? The bumps?
Hives, dude. Hives.
Chives
so
go on your
sorry.
potato.
I'm hearing you
Chives,
say the same thing.
chives
What
what
is-
you put on the under potato. No C. Hives.
Hives.
Not chives.
What'd I say?
Chives.
It's not a very common story to approach. Yeah, again, drawing the complex family tree of Django to clone identical son to clone all identical millions of sons, but they're a generation older. So then the son is kind of all Django's equal, but then Boba is a generation younger. But then that clone's son is Boba's age. But then is Boba his dad or his nephew or his uncle or his cousin? It's like.
All right, so many of you might be thinking, Legends fashion show. What? But I think we can all agree there are a lot of iconic looks in Star Wars. We've got Han's vest and belt buckle, Leia's buns, the Hoth snow gear, the infamous gold bikini, Amidala's ornate dresses and makeup, and not to mention Lando's magnificent cape collection. But there's a lot to love in Legends looks. We've got Dash Rendar's shoulder pads, Bane's Orbalisk studded birthday suit, and Valentine Farfalla's entire shimmer silk wardrobe. So stay tuned because we're about to rank some of the best looks in Legends.
Nice.
Well done, Emily. Wow, that was beautiful. I honestly forgot about Dash Grandar's shoulder pads, and you just so happened to, drop
Garrett.
it right here on the show. And as
Shut your beautiful face. What is on your head?
That's a Razorback.
Why do you have that on your head?
this is a hog hat, all right. This is a
A hog hat.
Yeah, that's right. This
Is
was
that with a
gifted to
capital
me.
H?
Is it contagious?
Is it
This was
contagious?
not like chives. This was gifted to me. This was gifted to me by the church this past Sunday. They did like a welcoming for our family publicly,
Nice.
and they gave us each a gift. My wife got like
And
this
that was what you
gardening
got.
basket full of tools and supplies, and they gave me a hog hat. Now, I've got another one, an older school hog hat that I like better. This one's too skinny. I've got a fatter, older, meaner looking one that I've got to find. It's in storage somewhere, but in the meantime, this will do. We wanted to wear our own fashion, something fashionable.
Well,
here.
you really nailed it.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it can compare to your buns.
I'm sorry. What?
Listen,
Yeah.
when one is 8 months pregnant, the fashion choices are severely limited. There's like 3 shirts that I own that fit me right now. So the buns are all I have, but it's not all Rick has. Rick, what's going on with your hood, man?
Last week I got a little misunderstanding between the ships we were going to talk about and relationships, and it appears that when I heard robes as in wardrobes, I thought you meant like bathrobes. And so
Oh my goodness.
here I am wearing
Is that a
my,
Star Wars bathrobe?
my Darth
Oh,
Vader, bathrobe and all that. So
that looks
yeah.
cozy.
It is cozy, and it's like a boxing style with this hood. Like what bathrobe has a hood?
I like it.
Ready to go, but yeah.
Yeah, it does
pretty
look like
comfy.
kind of like a boxing something or other.
Right.
Well, I'm getting too sweaty in the hog hat, so we're going back to the.
Yeah, no,
Going back
it's
to
a
the
good call. Good call.
My
Well-
knees were
Very,
cold,
very
so
thoughtful gift, though.
Now my knees are warm in my bathrobe, so
Mm.
Jacob, your fashion is your new Star Wars shirt.
Yeah.
all right.
Pretty much.
I mean, half
That'll
of being
do.
a Star Wars fan is graphic tees, is it not?
It's true.
it's
It
part
really
of
is.
for
That's
sure.
part of why I wanted to have Caleb on the show. Was he's got like that Star Wars comic book shirt.
Oh yeah.
Oh. I know
Got a
he
couple
always
Star
wears the
Wars
tie,
ties.
and
He
I
does
know
wear the
about his
ties.
capes. He's got a nice collection.
Well, let's get into it. Let's debate some of the most iconic looks in all of Legends. First and foremost, let's pay tribute to the original trilogy. There's some very iconic looks in the original trilogy, which, like, theoretically, they could be wearing in Legends as well, at least for a minute here before we get into some of the, like, really genuinely Legends characters. Let's start with the big three. at the very least. Luke has got some pretty iconic looks. I would say one of my favorites is the gold jacket, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? The one he wears at the end
From
of New
Yavin.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Look at
Yeah.
that look. The one when Chewie doesn't get the medal, right? The gold jacket, and he wears this. I almost called you Caleb. Sorry, Jacob. Clearly, missing Caleb tonight. Jacob, isn't this what he wears like as his outfit in the canon Star Wars comics?
Yeah, in the comics between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, this is just pretty much his look the whole time. But also in canon comics, Chewie does get the medal. He just decides to give it away. I'm just throwing that out there. But this is Legends Look Back, so I will respect that.
There's some kind of a legend story. We'll give it to Trevor or somebody who knows some of the trivia better than I do about that, and I just couldn't tell you what it is. But I'm pretty sure it's out there. How about you guys? Do you have a favorite Luke look? Say that 5 times fast.
Favorite Luke look?
Right.
I love the black Jedi robes personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's like original trilogy, but I think that's sleek. And it's really cool because like in most other places, the all black is Sith, and it's not when Luke wears it. So
yeah,
I think that's important.
I'm gonna say very similar. I love Return of the Jedi Luke, with the black theme, and just everything about that movie is so beautiful. Like the way that they play with the lighting, and you really don't know if you're watching the movie for the first time if Luke is gonna stay on the path of the Jedi or if he really is gonna fall to the dark side. And they visually play on that so well with the way that they let black just be neutral, and they have red and blue back and forth. And so I love black clothes Luke as well.
That's right. It hides like 20 pounds, right? There's also the gray flap that opens at the end. Like, something's happening here visually. I've got to say, however, one of the things that is most iconic about Luke's wardrobe doesn't happen in the original trilogy. I would say my very favorite Luke look, believe it or not, is from the comic that's sitting right over both Rick and Jacob's shelves. I'm so proud. It's well represented on the show tonight. Dark Empire Luke. First of all, massive jaw, Cam Kennedy jaw. The jaw that leaps off the page. Secondly, the cape for days. Capes on capes on capes. And thirdly, the high collar, like looking like a vampire Luke, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's strong vampire vibes off of that.
Now, Freddie calls the cover of Dark Empire, I don't know, 4 or 5, the one where Luke is looking like a specter, kind of like a phantom force ghost up over Leia's shoulder. He calls it Scooby-Doo Luke. Scooby-Doo Luke. Scooby-Doo Luke. So shout out to Freddie for that one. Do you have a favorite? What do you think? Dark Empire take the cake? I've always enjoyed the way that he also, in like what is it? A New Hope has the blaster on one hip, lightsaber on the other, showing like he's thinking about being a Jedi, but he's not all in yet, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would have also just straight up said Return of the Jedi Luke, but for the sake of the show, Bespin Luke is also a very nice look. I would say that it's very
the beige jumpsuit.
I don't know. Yeah. Look, I told you my favorite one is the one that half the show has already used, so we got to throw something out there.
Okay, well, let's move on then. How about Han? I would say the best thing about Han's wardrobe is the belt buckle. As a belt buckle collector myself.
Belt buckle.
What about? That's right.
New.
Oh, have we not talked about this?
No.
Yeah, I've got over 100
no.
belt buckles.
Really? Like what kind of belt buckles? Like in Texas, that means totally different things, I'm guessing.
I have a complete set of National Finals rodeo belt buckles.
Okay, cool.
Beginning in 1964, somewhere around there. I have 4 or 5 Star Wars belt buckles. One is a Stormtrooper helmet that I kid you not is this big.
Nice.
Yep. I've got a Millennium Falcon one. I'll show them off sometime.
Yeah.
That should have been my fashion. You guys
That
can just
should have
look
been.
at
Why
my
was
belt.
that not your
Yep,
Thraken
let's
first?
not.
Forget these books, man. You got belt buckles for
It's
days.
about to get demonetized. Let's hold off on that one.
I've got a bunch of like classic rock
Oh my
vintage
goodness.
belt buckles, Fleetwood Mac, Leonard Skinner, Led Zeppelin.
So as Lando is to capes, Jared is to belt
to belt
buckles.
buckles.
Is what I'm
I'll take
hearing.
it. I'll take it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice.
Anything else
Fantastic.
iconic about Han's wardrobe? I've always liked the parka from Hoth.
Well, yeah, the parka, he owned that, man. But his classic striped Corellian Corsair like pants that he wears, They are
Yeah,
corset,
the
aren't
blood
they?
stripes.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
I don't know.
I can't remember where I had that in my head from.
It could be.
Maybe I'm thinking. I think I'm thinking the Canon Solo book. Might
Maybe
mention
so.
That. Anyway,
There's another corset character that is going to come into play in this episode. However,
Oh.
And then finally we've got to give a shout out to Leia. Leia, probably the
Mhm.
best dressed out of the original three, but the one that we have the least to say about. So apologies to Leia. There's only so much time.
Well,
in the week
everybody
to throw
knows.
mine on
Everybody
the-
knows the Leia, the buns, the bikini, the no underwear in space thing. We've all been there. We understand. Moving on.
Can we talk about the bikini? Is it possible? I will say this much. I wasn't going to say a word about it. I wasn't going to say a word about it. The one thing I wanted to say
This
was,
is all you, Jared.
I think you put it on the one, and now I'm woo. I think the canonically correct way of referring to this these days is as the Hut Slayer outfit.
Oh yes, I like that. I can accept that.
Yes, that
It's-
is definitely a more politically correct. Or
We won't call it the slave Leia outfit. We'll call it the Hut Slayer outfit, right?
no. Yeah, I was mainly thinking of the Friends episode that referred to it as the gold bikini. I thought that was a little more mainstream, and since that's kind of my MO here, that's kind of where I went with the.
Are we not going with
vernacular.
Boba Fett's starship, Leia? Is that not how that works now? Or
No, okay, hold on. I've got a gripe with the Friends episode where Rachel
Okay.
wears the Leia outfit. She's wearing a New Hope buns with
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi bikini,
Right.
which
I mean,
is
clearly-
cringeworthy.
It is. It is.
So cringy. I had to look away. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't keep looking.
See, I didn't look away, but you know,
You didn't have to say that.
I just
though.
had to judge it critically. All right, moving on.
Moving on,
Let's talk about
villains.
some Legends characters. Let's go to some bad guys who can
Ooh,
roast this to death with some Force lightning for this uncomfortable conversation. First and foremost, Darth Bane. Darth Bane. Yeah, you called this his Orbalisk birthday suit.
I did. Because I mean, that's what it is. It is directly adhered to his skin. It's about
you for
as
that.
naked as he can get with the orbalisks, but he's completely covered, right? I mean, the only thing that wasn't covered was his face. So in my mind, that counts as fashion. Am I wrong?
Jacob, have you seen this 2002 depiction of Darth Bane before?
I've seen the pictures. Still have not read the books, but I have seen the pictures. I'll give you that much.
Hold on. You've not
Yeah,
read the
I-
Darth Bane
I know.
trilogy?
I know.
Jacob,
Even
did you know that
I've
there's
read
comics?
those.
I don't know if I knew that.
There's
actually.
a series that actually came out before the trilogy called Jedi versus Sith.
That's right. Mhm.
Okay.
That it was like some early origins of Darth Bane. It's a 5-issue miniseries. It'll take an afternoon,
All right, there we go.
and then you'll be all caught up on your Darth Bane.
Perfect.
It is a wildly wacky way to consume Darth Bane content. I will say that much.
I mean, isn't that just Legends comics in a nutshell? To be fair.
No. The Legacy series is dark and edgy. The what else is dark and edgy? Other stuff. The Quinlan Voss one.
Yeah.
I need to read that one. That sounds good.
It's.
You know,
I read.
It's
Yeah, like
Go
I
ahead.
read like 6 issues of it because we had Freddie on for a John Ostrander episode. I think about 5 or 6 issues of it. It was very good, very different, and enjoyable.
it's really dark and edgy in like that 2008 way. You know what I'm talking about, Rick?
Yeah,
Like where we all had long hair and listened to screamo
The
music.
metal phase. Yep.
That's right. It's very much like Quinlan Voss wishes he was a lead singer in a screamo band.
yeah.
Kind
Some parts of it aged better than others, but overall, it was a pretty good story.
Certainly. Well, Quinlan Voss's dreads should have made the list, but they didn't.
Oh,
All right, first up in our official Legends voting tonight is Bane's Orbalisk armor. In the villains category, we are going to pit him against Darth Vader's prom outfit. This is from a series called Infinities, Return of the Jedi from 2004. Infinities, Freddie and I did an episode on a number of months ago. Couldn't tell you how many numbers, but it's back there, where it's like, what if? What if one little detail was changed in the original trilogy? How would that affect the story? Spoiler alert for Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader has a living redemption. And he does not perish. Luke perishes. Or something like that. I don't remember. So then Darth Vader is like, I got to show people that I'm a changed man. Let's
No.
bleach this suit.
No.
White armor, Darth Vader. Emily gives it a hard pass. Why?
What? just switching an entire costume from just black to white, that's a very simple choice that I would not have expected.
Hold up. You just praised Luke's black Return of the Jedi outfit.
Yeah, but like Darth Vader, like that suit can only be black. Come on now. Like otherwise it's like giving off stormtrooper kind of like mixed signal. I don't know. I'm not a
Alright.
fan. I think Orba
I call him Prom Darth Vader.
Prom Darth Vader.
Prom Darth Vader. You call him Mixed Signals Darth Vader. Jacob, what's your review? He looks like he's strutting down the runway, does he?
He
not?
does.
He
He
does.
does.
It honestly, it's a very comic booky look. I'll give it that. Like, I mean, you know, how many different colors of costumes has Batman had over the years? Like, this is very much a comic book look. I don't know if it beats. Actually, yeah. Actually, you know what? Bane's Orbital's on armor kind of makes me uncomfortable to look at, so I'm gonna give my vote to Prom Darth Vader.
Yes. All
You
right.
don't
Prom
like
Darth Vader.
looking at Paris.
No, I do not.
Yeah. Darth Parasites. How about you,
Darth Vader's.
Rick? What is your review of Prom Darth Vader?
I had not seen this before, and so I'm still kind of speechless. I kind of like
Hard
it
to form a
because
thought.
of the shock factor, but
It's shock factor, that's for sure.
I don't know. The more I look at it, for one, I can't stop staring.
It's like Moses with his glowing face. Am I right?
Yeah. Like I think it's intimidating, but I might have nightmares tonight. We will see. We will see.
The
It
panel
looks like
says-
he's about to be painted for like a Renaissance like portrait or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like he accidentally got dosed in primer before a paint job.
Yes.
If he had some
Like-
colors splashed in there, I think I would tolerate a lot more.
Just like kept the red buttons on the panel.
Yeah.
That would have
And,
helped.
You know, I think also it beats out Bane in my book because my mental picture of Bane, as we've covered the past 2 weeks, is Darth Donatello with like a Orbalisk shell, like a whole body shell.
But yeah, one
so-
shell, not 1,000.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, Rick. What are we going to do with you? Well,
I
we'll
know.
say this much for the villains category. Darth Vader's prom armor gets mixed reviews
Mm.
from the panelists.
Mhm.
Coming up next on the runway, Legends Jedi. Legends Jedi. Who is leading the way for us, Rick, under the category of Legends Jedi?
Let's see. First up, is that Tenel Ka? I can't even say it.
I would say Tenel, but you know, you do you.
Tenel Ka, yeah, with the Dathomiri lizard hide jumpsuit. I'm not sure I have the right picture here.
I couldn't find a good image of a lizard hide jumpsuit. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but they're described
That
well
was
in the
not
books.
easy to find.
Is her
That's
like
shocking.
Legacy of the Force cover have that? I honestly
She
don't know.
has lizard
Yeah.
hide on half of one arm. Spoiler alert: the other half of
Well,
the arm
yeah,
got chopped off
yeah.
by Jason Solo.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
So
Ooh.
there's lizard hide on one half of one arm.
Yeah.
And she has a
Interesting.
rancor tooth lightsaber.
Ooh,
And-
that's sick.
Cool.
It's very sick. All right. So in Courtship of Princess Leia, that's where this is introduced. The Dathomiri Force witches have lizard hide, like bright green lizard hide jumpsuits, with short skirts because 90s legends.
Classic.
All you gotta say.
What do you think? What
Why
do you
wouldn't
think?
you?
Did it age well, or can we bring it back in?
I want to see some more, but this one, you know, I think I'm more impressed with this than I was the villains fashion. So there's definitely potential if there's more of this caliber with our Jedi users.
The image that we showed off was tasteful. I'm telling you, if you Google it, it's not as tasteful.
Okay,
Thus, why we didn't upload it.
I see.
Emily,
I
as
see.
the only woman on the panel tonight, what's your review?
I mean, yeah, what's a fashion show without some animal hide? It's a constant presence.
Quote of the week.
That's
Quote of
right.
the week.
That
There it
was
is. That's going on the back of the book.
succinct right there.
And
Absolutely. Tweeting that one.
Mm.
Here
I
it
mean, I
goes.
feel like, especially as a witch, that is a very appropriate choice. I like it, and then combined with the rancor tooth
Oh man, yeah.
lightsaber, that's a good combo. I mean, that's gonna be hard to beat.
Oh my goodness. And Jacob.
I mean, at the very least, it is a very bold look. I will give her that. You know, the image we did show was from that Legacy of the Force cover, which the series in general holds a special place in my heart. So I'll give some bonus points for that as well. But you know, it's could be worse. I'll give it that.
It
Jacob's
could
review
be
could be worse.
Yeah.
I'll take
Wow.
it. I'll take it.
Okay.
All right, Emily, who else is up in the Legends Jedi category?
Well, heading back to Darth Bane, we have got the one and only Valentine Farfalla, who has just a slew of shimmer silk. Like that's all you're getting: shimmer silk after shimmer
late
silk after
great
shimmer silk.
Valentine Farfalla.
Ugh.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, a fashion show
This
in and
is
of
from
himself.
the comic. Jacob, this is the kind of art that's in that comic.
It's
It's
like
a
the
little
prom Darth
goofy.
Vader, but like colorful.
They could go together, man.
They could.
He's been
It's-
described with adjectives such as flamboyant.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite Legends Jedi. You heard it here first, folks. So I'm going to give his outfit like an 8.5 out of 10. Lots of gold stars, though, because he loves gold. Right.
Yes.
That's
Nothing
true.
but gold.
Yeah.
Nothing but gold. Anybody else?
It looks like
Opinions?
he's got some animal fur
Yeah.
on his legs. So
Does he have goat hooves? Am I looking at this right?
That's
that's
actually,
Really?
I think so.
great.
I have his
Hmm.
book page up, and it says he's a half Bothan.
What?
I'm
That's
sorry,
new to me.
what?
Didn't know that.
Which-
Okay, that just changed his category in my opinion.
And apparently it's the bottom
what is
half.
going on?
Change the game.
It's like
When did that happen?
he's rocking the Mr. Tumnus look.
Who wore it better,
Uh,
Mr. Tumnus or Valentine Farfalla?
The mean
I always feel like I have a speech impediment when I say Valentine.
Valentine
me
Farfalla.
too. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
that definitely ups the creative factor in
Well,
my opinion.
Yeah, there's really a lot to dissect here with Farfalla. I have to keep going back to this image. You know, you got the shoulder
You
pads,
can't look away.
the armor.
Yeah.
Now that I know he's half Bothan, like so many questions.
Yeah.
The cape, the hair.
Some sort
it's
of
a
like
look, that's for sure.
loincloth
definitely,
thing.
yeah, sure. Well, yeah, it's definitely the complete package. So so far this is a full, complete fashion statement.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. How does it stack up, however, against maybe the most infamous Legends Jedi on the show tonight? None other than Corin Horn. Corin Horn,
Is that
known for his
intentional?
love of the color green. He was in Rogue Squadron in the X-Wing books, in which case he wore a green flight suit in his green X-Wing and had a green astromech droid. Here,
A lot of green.
we're going to say it's from iJedi. Could be from quite a few Legends books. Corin Horn is wearing a green Jedi robe over a green tunic, over a green undershirt, because in case you didn't catch it, his favorite color is green. What do you think? Tenoka versus Valentine Farfalla versus Corin Horn. Who wore it best?
I'm sorry, is it Corn Horn or Frodo Baggins? Because quite frankly, they look the same.
That's the kind of commentary I was looking for on this week's fashion show. Thank you very much.
They're taking the
Anybody
hobbits to Isengard. Okay.
Anybody else want to review the green jumpsuit, the green Jedi robes? Gonna just pass right over that one, Rick.
No, I think it's simple, you know, and it's on brand. So there's something to be said about that.
Hearing lack of creativity, not
Mm.
innovative.
It's
I mean,
safe.
the monochromatic look is
Safe.
very bold.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
My biggest complaint is it looks like he just won the Masters.
Ooh, that's true.
And you got to earn that green jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I still just see a hobbit. That's all I'm seeing.
You know, I'm going to give this one to Valentine Farfalla. How about you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Corin.
Yeah. Not much of a contest.
Now, we've talked about some great Legends characters here tonight. Let me ask you, are there any other like honorable mentions? Anybody else you want to throw in that hasn't made the show so far? Anybody else you want to throw in the competition before we take a final vote on the best dressed character in all of Legends?
Well, this is a bit of a tangent, but I would like
We've got some time.
I would like to throw in for consideration
Mm-hmm.
some handmade pieces of my own that
Yeah, if we're considering
no,
like
is it the
legends,
helmet?
like anything outside of canon, I really feel like we've got some strong contenders.
Yeah, so you guys have heard the story before. I forget what episode or what we're talking about, how it even came up, but I made a Luke costume. We'll just call it the for our fashion show. It's the Goodwill line.
The
And,
Goodwill line.
Goodwill Luke is what it is. You had
so here's my
Cabin
white
Luke.
suit.
Beautiful.
It's
Oh my
like-
goodness.
like-
in the flesh.
Yeah.
Look at
'cause,
that.
I mean, I had to show you because I literally can't fit into this thing anymore.
if you're listening on
Wow.
audio, it looks like Marty McFly
Yep.
accidentally got tangled up in a janitor's closet.
And he
That's an excellent description.
he stole the vest from like the Starbucks girls. You know, just found that. Oh, and then the helmet. You know.
Honestly, Rick, for a homemade costume, it's not bad.
A baseball helmet.
Number one
Yeah.
in its category.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. Fun project.
Innovative,
But
daring.
See, that way you
brave.
can fly your X-wing and
let's-
then go strike out
I-
in the same night.
I wanna I wanna show you the full costume when I wore it, and this is a moment of vulnerability because I don't look good in this thing, and also I shaved my beard, and it's hideous. So
Oh, is this when you have the really white upper arms? I've seen this one.
Hush, okay? It's glorious. That's what you're about to see is glorious. And also my son was at the time baby Yoda because there was no Grogu yet. So here's
Mm.
those awful
that.
arms.
He
Yeah.
saves the picture. I'll say that much.
Yes, he does. There's a few like an action shot or something. I don't know what that is.
Classic.
I'm totally wearing like Dr. Scrubs or something. And
Oh,
okay,
that's a good shot right there.
yeah, because the arms are hidden. That's why.
Oh my goodness.
But my favorite part of this whole exchange was my mom went full savage, and she commented, "Are those your real upper arms, or did you paint them white?"
Oh, that was your
Yeah.
mother?
That was my mom.
Oh.
And so sick burn, mom.
Ooh, last week you guys made fun of me for chives. Oh, this week your mom totally
Your mom.
saved the
Your
day.
mom. Yeah.
Thank you, Rick's mom.
All right,
for
I
that
got
Oh my goodness.
roast.
I got one more. I couldn't find these. We're mid-move, but you know, I'm a youth minister. I work with teenagers, and when The Force Awakens came out, we took the youth group to go see the movie. It was the first Star Wars movie in like a decade, or if not more, right? And so I don't know if it was that long.
Yeah, 10
It
years.
was
10 years?
2005 to 2014, 2015.
15, 16, yeah, somewhere in there. 16.
15. 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
16.
It's 15. Move on.
But my son was born 16, right? Because
It
a
remember
was
decade,
December.
a decade-ish.
Okay,
Anyways.
yeah. Anyway, and so we decided. Well, I decided I was going to dress up to the movie, and being a youth minister, I didn't have Jedi robes on hand, but what I did have was Bible costumes, and so this is
No.
me like Pharisee
No.
costume.
Oh
and-
my goodness. It looks like you're a Jedi on jailbreak. What just
It's like I'm
What
wearing
in
like
the
shower
world?
curtains or something, also from Goodwill, but like
that
it's-
does not look anything like a
Is that-
Star Wars costume.
Is that
No,
is that a pool noodle as your lightsaber?
It looks
No,
like
I
it,
think
Jacob.
It is a store-bought one, but the tip got broken off. So
You look
It
like
looks
Darth
like a
BBS.
pool noodle.
yeah. good
Oh
times.
my goodness.
Hey, we did
now
have
to be
a-
clear, I did request these. I was like, Rick, you need to sneak in some pictures of you in costume. I privately messaged him and requested these. This
Oh,
was
no
not just
way.
Rick
That's fun.
being like
Weird.
Self-deprecating.
selfish
Yeah.
or
Thank you, Rick, for taking one for the team, my friend.
Hey,
I thought that these are very creative costumes. So, and clearly, I mean, you got real creative.
Yeah.
I will say, if Freddie
fun.
was here, he would probably have a rad hat for us all
Oh, he
to
would.
show off.
he'd have a
Or
story.
he'd be in his like full storm because he's got like a full custom made stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
I know he's working on one. Does he have it completed? We'll have to ask.
I
him next
think
week.
he has all the pieces
got
and he's
parts.
assembling it.
Okay.
I would imagine he's been too busy to actually
He'd probably have
finish
a
it,
hat and a
but-
tank at the very least. Very good, very good. I do want to give
Classic.
at least honorable mention to Lando Calrissian. Lando,
Mm.
who doesn't
Yes,
have like
yes,
an
yes.
iconic Legends outfit like he's gotten in recent years for Solo, with Donald Glover kind of reviving the character. However, looks absolutely rad on the cover of the L. Neil Smith Lando books. I absolutely love the kind of classic artwork on these. I think his Legends costume is just the exact same getup he was wearing in The Empire Strikes Back, and he just continues to wear them for years on end and like never changes his clothes, which is also a vibe. Am I right? Anybody
Like,
else
that's
we
everyone
forgot?
in tactical gear.
Anybody else we forgot before we before we move on? Before we move on, I
Uh,
like to- go ahead.
It's like I'll throw out an honorable mention. I had to do some book diving to see what I should actually even call him, because Old Republic, like the MMO lore is insanity.
Yeah, it is.
And the Tenebra / Darth Vitati, or I don't know how to pronounce his
Vitiate.
name. Vitiate? Is that wow? Okay, holy cow.
You just
Yeah,
pulled that
you were
out of your
nowhere
pocket.
near.
Yeah. Anyways, he has like 3 different looks because he's inhabited multiple bodies. But one of them is I think apparently called Valkorian, and looks like some dude out of like a StarCraft or like a Warhammer game, and it looks kind of cool. This game is insane. I don't know what's happening. He lived for 1,500 years, and his Wikipedia page lists him dying 5 times. But anyways, he looks sick.
It's the most
Have to look it
legends
up.
thing I've ever heard.
What word are you
Yeah.
saying?
I love that.
Valkorian?
Yeah, Valkorion.
Oh, that's from the Knights of the Eternal Throne expansion. Yeah, he's looking like Russell Crowe as a Sith Lord.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
That sounds beautiful.
It's not
I like
bad.
that.
It's not the worst look he ever had. He had one that looked very corpse-like, kind of like if a grandpa got stuck in a blender, and then he's morphs into Darth Russell Crowe. So, yeah, definitely a better look. I do want to give. Speaking of grandpas that got cut in a blender, I want to give one more honorable mention. Honestly, we've had some good contenders tonight. Orbalisk Bane, Valentine Farfalla in his shimmer silk, prom Darth Vader. But I do think tonight. All right, so votes in the chat. Everybody, let us know who you think is the best dressed character in all of Legends. One more round around the room before I'm going to give us the final definitive answer. The undisputed champion. Who is it? Jacob, in your opinion, best dressed character in all of Legends?
You know, it's a tough choice for me. I think, I have to set my mind. If I set my mind in the era in which these costumes were created, I think Valentine Farfalla wins. Would my modern Jedi wear that costume? No. But for an Old Republic era Jedi, I think it's a solid
Bothan,
who's
apparently.
also half Bothan, has some hooves. I think it's like a solid 9 out of 10 when you view it in the context of when it was created.
It's very like you can see where they got the High Republic gold, kind of flamboyant design from. Sure, Emily, what's your vote?
I think Valentine has to take the cake for this one because mainly just because I am baffled that he is half Bothan.
Yeah, that's
Like,
a new
that
development.
is
We got to tell Freddie
so
next week.
new, and I absolutely love it.
That's a
so
cold
I
open for
can't get
sure.
over it.
And Rick, who's your vote? Best dressed character in all of Legends.
Man, it's hard. But I'm gonna give this one to Luke. Go OG and say Luke. He carries the franchise with fashion as well.
Luke, Dark Empire, Luke. I'm going to give you one more character from Dark Empire that I think at least deserves a spot among the contenders, and that is, you guessed it, Naked Palps, the best dressed
Oh my
character in
gosh.
all of Legends. I'm pulling my executive privileges as the lead host on Legends Look Back to declare him the ultimate winner of our
my
Legends fashion
goodness.
show. Naked Palps
Literally
wins
wearing nothing and wins.
the best dressed character in all of Legends. His medal will be in the mail. We'll see, if he wants to wear it or not. Chances are probably not. But honestly, it's an iconic look, is it not?
Yes.
We're still talking about it.
We are still talking about it.
We can't stop talking about it.
Apparently
That
apparently.
was
we can.
31 years ago.
Keeps coming up.
Yes. It's very iconic. It is.
Jacob, thank you for joining us tonight on Legends Look Back. What do you think about this gag that we roped you into?
I feel like honestly, the Cosmic Force somehow carried the Naked Palps
Absolutely.
torch for like a couple months. So we're just passing it back at this point. So if it leaves my show, this was more than worth it.
He doesn't want to carry it because it's too warm next to his naked body. So we have to carry it forward. Now, I will
You
say
guys
this
have fun
much.
with
Ew.
I will say this much.
Thought you were uncomfortable with Bane's armor. Just you wait.
Skooma Joe says he is wearing something. Slime. So there's that. So thank you, Joey, for getting here just in time. What a fun episode this has been.
Gross.
Next week, we will, as long as Freddie is back, do the show that didn't want to do it without Freddie, and that is, we would love your suggestions. What is, in your opinion, the top Boba Fett moment in all of Legends? Good time to be talking about Boba Fett for some reason. I don't exactly know why, but we're talking about Boba Fett a lot at Utini. The top Boba Fett moment in all of Legends. We would love to hear your input. Jacob, thank you for joining us tonight. Freddie, you have been missed. Everybody, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Legends Look Back. Thanks to our incredible patrons for your amazing support. We love making the show, in case you can't tell, and we are glad you're along for the ride. We want to give a special thank you to Patrick Ortiz, Carl Sander, OK Indar, JG Kars, as well on our Jedi High Council, as well as Elizabeth Cloutier, Sally and Chris Eilerson, Freddie C., Earl Q., and Matt Billington on our Alliance High Command. Remember, everybody, sub to the channel, leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice, and it really helps other folks find the show. If you'd like your thoughts read on the show, you can email us, legendslookback@utini.com. You can send us a message in the Discord channel, leave a comment on this episode on YouTube, or find us on Twitter @legendslookback, or more directly, I'm at Jared Q. Mays, Freddie's at Wake Up Freddy, Rick,
At Rick_Grace.
Emily,
At Darth Daybeck.
and Jacob.
At Jacob Bausch.
Excellent. Forgot to warn you I was going to do that. So glad you were quick on the draw. If you're looking to buy some of these books and want to help support the show, you can click on a book's profile on utini.com. Utini.com. You can click all kinds of different links there in the profile. Amazon, Thrift Books, other places. And you can leave us a review. Let us know what you think after you have actually, read the thing. Remember, everybody, in the meantime, keep the Utini fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.